first.
Talk about it on the video. What up? Good morning.
You need to scunch in.
Scunch. Okay, we're scunched.
Okay, so NBC, took CNN's place, and I have to. This is a little tech talk here, but I have to salute Dial Global and Westwood One, the providers of a lot of our satellite services.
They do a great job.
And they made this switch, which was kind of scary for me because I didn't get a notice about changing channels or anything like that. That's because they popped in NBC over CNN, where CNN used to be on the satellite channel. They kept the format the same, which is 2 minutes of news, 1 minute commercials during the day. And they just popped it in there. It was seamless. And it just switched over.
Which usually things don't happen like that.
You have to find another channel. You have to redo your logs. You have to redo your setup in your computer as to what channel to switch to and all this other stuff. So this was great. It was awesome. And it just happened. And I loved that.
I didn't even expect it. I mean, I saw it on Facebook this morning that we flipped over to NBC and we hadn't even talked about it. And, walked in and Eric's like, dude, it went right away. Boom, just like that.
And you know I'm a radio history guy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got to show you some pics on Facebook.
You're more of a radio history guy than I am, but I love radio history.
My grandfather's radio station when I was a kid. The reason why I got in the radio business, the reason why I love radio, starting when I was 4 years old. There's a site. It's WRR-FM, but the original WRR-AM, which was the first station west of the Mississippi. The very first radio station west of the Mississippi. Anyway, on their page, they've got a history thing. And as a matter of fact, I talked to a guy that worked with my grandfather yesterday on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
he was a news guy.
That's pretty good. Yeah. One of the stories that I love about your grandfather is that Eric's grandfather was the first guy to ever go out and sell promote time.
He sold the time.
Sold the time.
Jim Alley Old's time, 7:43.
There you go.
And then in one of the pictures, they got a picture of the jock in the studio with Brother Dave Garner album. He was a comedian. He was hilarious. Hilarious. They used to do a thing at 45 past every hour called the Library of Laughs. And they'd play about a 5-minute, sometimes it was even an old radio bit from an old radio show.
Right.
But stand-up comics. And that's where I heard Bill Cosby's Chicken Heart for the first time.
Oh, my God. That's funny, dude.
And it's just great. Great.
Now, did you guys have Dr. Demento over there?
No, there was no Dr. Demento yet.
Oh, that was prior to Dr. Demento.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, I loved Dr. Demento when I was growing up. I Saturday nights.
But you know what? Some of the songs that he plays were also featured during the Library of Laughs.
Yeah.
Some of the goofy songs.
That's what I was wondering because of the whole, comedy deal. So
very, very cool. And the guy that does play-by-play for the Cowboys was the sports director there when my grandfather was there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Now, who's your first favorite jock?
Jim Lowe. He was the morning guy there. Jim Lowe was my first favorite. Yeah.
Mine was Shotgun Tom Kelly.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
TMZ is chock full of stuff today. I even have it pulled up over here on mine.
There's a lot of mornings that we'll get on TMZ and it's like, oh my God, we got to talk about this crap because it's all blah, blah. There's only one story today that I actually did not like.
That one?
No, actually, it was the one about some football player's wife getting plastic surgery.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't care less about that.
They had all the Batmobiles out, and I don't know if anybody's ever been to the Bob's Big Boy. It's technically in Toluca Lake. They called it Burbank.
Toluca Lake.
If you've ever been there before. But yesterday, because it's right across the street, sort of, from Warner Brothers, they had 4 Batmobiles out there, including the television Batmobile.
Oh, that's bad. That's cool, man.
By the way, it's a great place to eat. I highly recommend it.
My Harley Davidson that I just designed kind of looks like a Batmobile.
It does. It does. It does look
just
like
now
a
thought about that.
If your friends, that showed up on your page yesterday, right? When you posted it,
I put it up this morning. So if anybody wants to see what my dream Harley is that I custom designed, it's up there this morning.
Okay, so American Idol, all the contestants are staying in that house,
right?
And it's a house where they shot. What is it called? Swing.
They're making them all stay in the same house this time.
Yeah, they've started doing that the last couple of years.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, they went from staying at the Renaissance there by Hollywood and Highland.
Right.
And but then they started getting them a house in Hollywood to show them the life. What else you got? I love that story.
Tracy Morgan serves meatloaf at Benihana, and the crowd goes wild. Unsatisfied with the flying shrimp tails, the flaming onion volcano, and the palpitating fried rice, Tracy Morgan hit up a Benihana in New York City recently and sang his face off. It all went down Thursday night when the 30 Rock star decided to lead his hibachi table mates in the rendition of Meatloaf classic I would do anything for love, and it was awesome.
Could you imagine just sitting there at Benihana and all of a sudden Tracy Morgan comes in? That's noteworthy enough, and then he stands up and starts singing.
I'd be, I gotta admit, I would have started singing with him, yeah, for sure.
I would do it.
So we've talked about Octomom. You know, she tried doing the porn thing. They originally wanted to offer $1 million for a layout spread. There's never a good way to put that. Anyhow,
Oh, it was $1 million to do it.
Oh.
To actually do it with somebody.
Yeah, Vivid, right? And anyhow, she
should have
denied
taken
that.
it.
Then finally, it was down to you're worth $10,000 for your pictures, and now she's living on food stamps and
She got welfare, and people are pissed off about it because
they don't want to pay for all of her kids for her being reckless about having kids.
right.
So.
And she says she's just going to be on for a month or two, but I don't know why all of a sudden she's going to solve her cash crisis in a month or two when she hadn't been able to do it in years.
The woman is just cuckoo. I love this story. You know, we talked a lot about the Casey Anthony trial when it was going on, and Jeff Ashton, the lead prosecutor in the case, he's running for state attorney now for one of the counties over there. And so he sent out a fundraising flyer or whatever it is to raise funds. Well, I don't know. We'll have to find out whether they did this intentionally or whether it was Jose Baez, the defense attorney, whether he was on a mailing list or something. But Jeff Ashton sent him over a request to help him raise funds for his campaign.
The answer was no.
Yeah, needless to say. That's a great trial.
Backdoor Baez.
Whitney Houston, the guy that they were looking around at and thought that maybe he took cocaine out of Whitney's room to cover up the thing. Well, they've cleared him, and it's.
However, they did say they found cocaine remnants in the room.
Yeah,
and in their system too.
Yeah, the police said they found cocaine in the room, and that there was enough already to close the case. So.
I think they just want to move on. It was an accidental drowning, probably as a result of drugs, more than likely. But
yeah.
Still, I mean, there was no foul play and no smoking gun.
Well, here's another thing too. At Whitney's age, there's a lot of people that do drugs for a long time and make it through their life doing drugs and going up and down and sideways. And she was at the age that a lot of people die from just using drugs too much in their life. I mean, you know, eventually your system just lets out. The big news of the week is that Sarah Palin is going to be co-hosting on Good Morning America.
No, the
Today Show, which is Katie Couric's old stomping ground, obviously. And there was the big hoo-ha that went on with Katie Couric and Sarah Palin in the last election. So that ought to be interesting. So we'll see how that whole thing pans out.
And Katie's doing Good Morning America this week. But then you had another tidbit that blows me away.
Yeah, there's news that Matt Lauer has been in discussions with them for weeks and weeks now, trying to work out whether he's going to stay, whether he's going to leave. Well, it looks like there's rumors coming out that Ryan Seacrest, they may be announcing this week that Ryan Seacrest will actually be taking over the morning spot for Matt Lauer, and he'll be anchoring. So
that's something, moving to New York and everything.
Yeah,
no more Kiss FM.
So Eric and I will be moving to LA to take over
Kiss FM, yeah.
Ryan's show. So, you know. But we'll still simulcast up here.
Now, another thing, I want to read more on this. Simulcast up here. One more thing I'll read up on this. Mike, the situation, Sorrentino, is in rehab now, but all this is coming out now about how the producers of Jersey Shore were trying to get him to straighten up.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the show. Sorry, I did. It's a guilty pleasure. I watched the show, and he's been, like, really mean the last couple of years. I didn't notice him necessarily like really drunk, but they've asked him to straighten up and all this. Now he's not. So now they're talking about bringing in other cast members to replace. They're kind of disappointed about Snooki being pregnant and Mike being messed up.
Yeah.
And they want to bring in a couple of other people and keep the show young, you know, because the cast members are getting older.
Well, you know, when the situation came out and Snooki had said that she was pregnant and that it was Mike's baby,
mm-hmm.
He said some things that just, man, the guy is just disgusting. Flat out disgusting. So,
all right, well, we're out of time.
Okay, we got to go.
On the radio.
We got to go do radio now.
We will see ya.